Title: My wife lost her rings, then I found used rubber in her car, so I hired PI to collect the evidence. My hair stood on end when he showed me the photos. I hired a shark lawyer to demolish her in a court. Start. She told me she lost her wedding rings. Her voice was casual, too casual, like she was brushing off an old receipt. My gut clenched, but I stayed quiet. A week later, cleaning her car, I found it. Not a receipt, not a ring. A used condom tucked beneath the passenger seat mat. My pulse froze. The kind of freeze where time splits open and you realize your life has been a stage play and you're the fool. That was the moment I knew. My wife was sleeping with someone else, and I was going to make her pay. We had history, 12 years. I'd built a life around her laughter, around the way she said my name when no one was listening. We'd raised dreams together, talks of children, vacations, a house that echoed with promises. I worked late, but for us, every promotion, every hour of grind, I saw as bricks laid in our foundation. Now, looking back, those bricks were mortared with my naivety, because while I was breaking my back to build, she was breaking vows behind my spine. The signs had been small: disappearing for girls' nights that stretched into mornings, smirks at texts she never let me see, the sudden perfume of cologne that wasn't mine. But the rings, that was the first real crack. And the condom, that was the canyon opening beneath my feet. I didn't rage, I didn't scream, not my style. Instead, I inhaled, tucked the evidence into a plastic bag, and slid it into my desk drawer. A reminder, a trophy of betrayal. She thought she was playing games. She had no idea I'd been sharpening knives in silence. I hired a private investigator. Discreet, efficient, a man who didn't flinch when I said, I need proof. Ironclad, no gaps. Within days, he was tailing her, and the floodgates opened. Photos, hotel receipts, car rides where her head rested on another man's shoulder, kisses stolen in parking lots, and then the knife in my chest. The man wasn't some stranger. He was my coworker, a man I'd trusted to cover shifts. I'd vouched for him. When the PI laid the photos on my table, my hair literally stood on end. My wife, arched beneath him in grainy images that made my stomach churn. I closed the folder. No tears, just resolve. Next step, the lawyer. Not just any lawyer, a shark. Ruthless, surgical, expensive, worth every cent. We drew up a plan. Asset division, custody of what mattered, the destruction of her credibility. He smiled when I slid the photos across his desk. She's finished, he said. I almost pitied her. Almost. I didn't confront her right away. No, I let her marinate in her lies. I let her keep playing house, kissing me goodnight with the same lips she used on him. Meanwhile, my PI gathered more. Texts, call logs, credit card charges. My lawyer filed motions quietly, strategically. Bank accounts shifted, property secured. I was dismantling her world without her even realizing it. Then came the strike. A dinner, her parents, my parents, a few close friends. She thought it was just family bonding. Halfway through the meal, I stood, pulled out a folder, and laid the photos on the table one by one. Her face drained white. My father-in-law's fork clattered against his plate. No one spoke. The silence was heavier than any scream. Finally, she stammered, This isn't what it looks like." I cut her off, calm, cold. It's exactly what it looks like. And then I told everyone about the lawyer, the filings, the fact that as of that very morning, she had already been served. I watched her crumble in real time. Court was brutal. My lawyer tore her apart with precision. The PI's evidence was airtight: dates, times, photos, financial records. She tried to play victim, tried to cry on the stand. The judge wasn't moved. Every lie she spun, we countered with proof. Every accusation she hurled, we buried under facts. By the time it was over, she was left with scraps, financially gutted, reputation shredded. And me? I walked out free, vindicated. But the twist? It wasn't the money I wanted. It wasn't even her humiliation. It was the look on her lover's face when he realized his name was now blacklisted in our industry. My lawyer had leaked enough inappropriate conduct whispers to ensure his career flatlined. I didn't just burn her life, I salted the earth around it. People ask if I regret it, if I wish I'd salvaged something, anything. No. The moment she chose deceit, she ended the marriage. I just gave her betrayal the stage it deserved. Do I miss her? Sometimes, in fleeting shadows. But then I remember the condom, the rings, the lies. And I remember her face at that dinner table, her mask cracking, her empire collapsing, while I stood tall, silent, unbroken. That memory is my closure. And that is enough.